The USS Nimitz carrier strike group has since departed Guam, while the search for Holt remains active. Meanwhile, weeks have passed since a decomposing body was discovered at Anigua Beach. Guam's chief medical officer, Dr. Kenny Su, confirmed to KUAM that the victim has been identified and that he determined both the cause and manner of death on the same day an autopsy was performed. However, authorities have yet to release those details publicly. Now, in a separate case, the investigation continues into a woman who fell to her death at Guam Memorial Hospital. Dr. Su confirming her cause of death is consistent with a fall, but toxicology results are still pending. Now to a former Guam police officer once considered a decorated veteran of law enforcement. He will soon learn his fate in federal court on Thursday. John Boom Mentenotnya is scheduled to be sentenced at the District Court of Guam for jury tampering. Mentenotnya pleaded guilty in 2020 to a charge of obstructing justice after admitting to trying to influence a juror during a 2018 drug trial involving two of his clients while working as a private investigator. Nearly 5 years later, the case is nearing conclusion. Prosecutors are recommending a sentence of 70 months in prison, but Mentenotnya's attorney, Jay Areola Jr., argues for leniency, citing Mentenotnya's cooperation with federal investigators and his law enforcement career. Areola is asking the court to impose no prison time and instead consider supervised release, pointing out that others involved received much lighter sentences. Judge John Connor is expected to hand down the sentence Thursday morning at 9 a.m. The Guam Education Board has passed a resolution aligning with the Trump administration's efforts to ban transgender athletes from competing in girls' sports, following a warning from Attorney General Doug Moylan that noncompliance could result in the loss of millions in federal funding. Transgender athletes whose gender identity does not align with their biological sex at birth shall not be allowed to compete in sports events under the Guam Department of Education Interscholastic Sports Association.
Those that are in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So that now will become a part of the ESA Constitution, Mr. Superintendent.
That's the latest resolution passed by the Guam Education Board, formally amending the Interscholastic Sports Association Constitution to align with President Donald Trump's executive orders, which ban transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports. While GDOE's ESA already defines gender based on sex assigned at birth, the resolution seems to serve as a formal reaffirmation of that policy. The move follows compliance guidance from Attorney General Doug Moylan, who cautioned of the potential loss of roughly $170 million in federal funding.
They recently just passed a resolution. We took that resolution and sent it back to the White House and to the Department of Justice to let them know that this farthernmost U.S. soil jurisdiction is in compliance not only with the president, but supports this issue in our community.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration announcing a lawsuit against Maine for refusing to enforce the federal ban on transgender athletes. This comes on the heels of Maine Governor Janet Mills publicly challenging the executive order. KUAM previously speaking with Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, who was present when Mills vowed to take the issue to court.
There are people that want to go into a transition from one gender to the other, and I think that's their decision, and that's what we should respect.
Attorney General Doug Moylan has since criticized Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's stance, calling it, quote, dangerous to our welfare. Meantime, at the national level, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi also warning that Minnesota and California could be the next to be sued. In response, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison filing a preemptive lawsuit against the Trump administration to block similar actions. Well, it's an end of an era as the iconic Funtastic Park at the Micronesia Mall is shutting down after nearly 3 decades. It's a sign of the times of the economic downturn, as owner Lily Wang says rising costs of rent and slow business has forced her to close up shop. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
Funtastic Park and Fun Fair at the Micronesia Mall have been an island staple for many families since 1998. For 27 years, the indoor amusement park providing thrills and convenience right in the middle of the Fiesta food court. But today, the park is empty of patrons and everything that can go must go.
We're selling all the small toys and our arcade game.
and the bopay, everything.
Owner Lily Wang says by next week she'll be closing up shop.
You know, for me, I've been here 12 years, and then I put my everything are here, so it's kind of sad. I'm okay.
An emotional moment for Wang, who took over the business in 2012. Since then, countless memories were made, from her children to their children, 2 generations of the Wang family growing up around these familiar rides.
When I take over, they always played it here. Even right now, my granddaughter also play here. She's exciting to play here, and then now I tell her, say, oh, we're going to close here. We're nothing anymore. Say, why?
It's a question customers have also been asking.
Business because okay, just on and off. Sometimes okay, sometimes not okay. So before was a little bit can afford it, and after pandemic I cannot afford it.
It's a sign of the times of the economic downturn, with lagging visitor arrivals from the COVID-19 pandemic and the rising cost of goods. KUAM Chamber of Commerce Chairman Tae Oh says he's tracking around 60 companies that have either closed down or lessened operations since the pandemic.
I think the sign's been there for a very long time. I mean, you probably noticed it. When's the last time you went down to Tumon Sands Plaza, right? Like, there's nothing, I mean, there's barely anything open down there. There's so many closed businesses and so many shuttered businesses.
KUAM reached out to Micronesia Mall owner Goodwin Development Corporation for comment. They were only able to confirm that the main rides belong to the mall and will remain behind. As to if a new tenant will take up the lease and continue operations, only time will tell. In the meantime, customers have until the end of April to enjoy these rides and games. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And we'll have more later this week with the Guam Chamber of Commerce Chairman Tae Oh on how the chamber is fighting to lower the business privilege tax to keep the private sector afloat and revitalize the community, the economy rather. Well, time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
GU Self-Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, appliance hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self-Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I grew wiser. I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Bye. I wish they could move back home.
Should we build on a honeymoon?
Yes.
Yes!
First Hawaiian Bank knows that family comes first. That's why our bankers work with you to make your what is a reality. Personalized service and digital tools, all under one roof when you bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Fiscal Fitness is made possible by our partner, Coast 360.
Well, if you're having a bit of trouble with managing your expenses, not to worry, Coast 360 has got you covered. Staying in charge of your spending is just one way to financial success, so here are a few more tips to get back on top.
Good day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. We are coming to you once again from Coast 360 Fiscal Fitness. I have my friends from Coast here. I have Andrew and Lisa, and we are talking about savings today, a key part of any lending institution. Andrew, you guys know this better than anybody. So let's talk strategy and what should people do when it comes to savings, and why should people make that such a big priority?
So definitely people should make it a priority because savings, it will help you have more money in the future for things that, for big life events like purchasing a car, purchasing a home, getting married, things like that. So tips to save is take advantage of the technology that we have available. Put things on auto pay. When you have money coming in through direct deposit, have it set so that you set aside some money into a savings account so that way you don't have to think about it. So less money in your account means less money that you can spend on things that you may not need.
What percentages of any discretionary income you have after you pay your bills should go towards checking or savings or future investments?
Yeah, well, some of the popular strategies nowadays, some people have heard of the 50-30-20 rule. That's 50% towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, 20% towards your savings. So it's a pretty simple breakdown of where your money should be going.
So let's talk about behavior patterns and how can everyday habits and things that people do from day to day, how can they affect like our savings, and what's the best way for us to optimize savings?
That's a great question. When you're starting to save and when you're starting to build a budget, you just prioritize, make little changes. Maybe you cut back on the drive-through coffee every day, maybe every other day or Friday, or save it for your weekend. Making those little changes in your budget, put that towards your savings.
You guys got really good coffee here too.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go to the drive-thru, just make it at work or make it at home.
There you go. Okay, and Andrew, when it comes to savings accounts, they're not all the same, right? And they're different products for different people in different life situations. And when it comes to investment options, thinking further down the road, as I continue to mature, both in terms of my age and my financial status and portfolio, what should I be thinking?
When it comes to savings, you want to look for something that has high yield or high yield savings. Make your money work for you. So the money that you have, it doesn't do much for you sitting under your mattress at home. If you have it in a high yield savings, you can get up to 5% just for putting your money in an account and letting it sit there. Down the road, definitely put your money into retirement investment accounts. So things like a 401k, put the max that you can that your employer will match, because if you don't, you're kind of like leaving money on the table.
Okay, and what can you guys recommend, Lisa? Like if people come to you and they say, I realize the importance of savings, but I've got a little money left over, like again, after I pay my bills, I don't know where to distribute all this stuff. How can I do it in this smart way?
Well, that really depends on you as an individual, what your individual goals are, what your priorities are, and that determines where you're going to put your savings. So when you start budgeting, when you start saving, you want to gear it towards your individual needs and your wants, what you find important. So if going on that family vacation every year is important to you, or
if I'm looking at buying a house in the next 5 years,
yes,
I want, it's future planning.
Yes, exactly. It's future planning. Put it in your budget.
Okay, so savings accounts, essential part of you being in the best fiscal fitness you can. So Andrew and Lisa, thank you very much. Let's go save.
Fiscal Fitness is made possible by our partner, Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together we thrive.
When you combine talent, positivity, ambition, and an eagerness to support others, that's a powerful formula for success. And that spirit is being bred and celebrated all this week at a conference for women in entrepreneurship. Jason Salas has more.
Females from 24 island nations descended upon the Guam Community College's Manilao campus to start a forum for knowledge, networking, and the American spirit of creating and running a business of your own design.
Today is the opening ceremony for us to engage with these women entrepreneurs from across the Pacific. And so we have representatives not only from the FSM and the CNMI, but also from the Cook Islands and from Australia and from the Solomon Islands, American Samoa. So many of the individuals here are engaging with other women to talk about entrepreneurship.
This week, GCC is hosting the Where Dreams Become Reality conference, geared at regional ladies with a knack for bringing their ideas to life and bringing products and services to success.
I've been sewing for about 5 years now, creating pieces inspired by the Marianas. I truly believe that there's a strong correlation between cultural revitalization and knowledge and cultural attire as well. And that's something that I learned after attending FestPac, which is where I had my first fashion show. And then I had my second one in New Zealand at the Pacific Fusion Fashion Show, my third and fourth, back home in Saipan in honor of Women's Month.
They'll help develop their product. They'll talk about how to finance their product. They'll talk about listening to other women, what their struggles are, and turn those struggles into opportunity. They'll be able to listen to people who have the experience.
The growing interest in women-founded and women-owned businesses isn't a trend, but the challenge of operations in any industry persists.
Although this is just our first day of the conference, a lot of us have already identified ways that we can collaborate with one another. And just being in this room with all these women, we're creating our own community. And of course, we're going to be staying in touch and collaborating with one another. So we are collaborating as businesses, but also collaborating as communities as well.
The conference offers speakers, cultural perspective, and interactions with leaders in the space. It's ongoing through Friday.
They will be going down to the Chamorro Village, for example. They'll take a look at the Island Sustainability Makerspace down at Chamorro Village. And as I mentioned, they'll go to DFS. And so they'll be able to engage with others and to see how firsthand Guam has actually done entrepreneurship. And they will engage in an online entrepreneurship course throughout the year so that they can build on the skills, not just in their business, but also in leadership.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a beautiful view from the Atentano River.
Leaving my phone and bush cutter outside. It's gonna happen. Oop. Yep. Oh, take it. Come on, bro. It's free. Bro. Yo. Bro. Bro. Just take it. Dude,
looking to ditch your old phone?
Take it.
Trade into Guam's most reliable network and get an extra $300 off the latest phones on any unlimited plan. GTA, we start with you.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
Check it out. He showed up with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza and his A-game. Slicing through the lane, feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever, Peter Zahut. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Mosley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with 6 new collectibles in a Minecraft movie meal.
Hey everybody, News Bites. All right, let's get straight to it. Coming up first, Island Feels in the Hills. Our friends are coming back and they are making an amazing concert experience. Absolutely incredible music, Clutch music. These are the Clutch boys and everything. You know the work they do with sports. They've expanded into music. Make sure to get your tickets because this is going to be awesome. All right, the GMH Charity Ball is coming up. 60 years of dedicated community service to the island. Let's help the Pink Ladies continue to give GMH the equipment and resources they need to take care of us. And also, the MC Block Party is coming up, so I want to invite you to check this out. Make sure to go to the Mad Collab Block Party. Look at all of these collabs. That's a lot of collabs, everybody. So make sure to go check out the poster because this is way too many for me to announce. All I got to say is get your tickets, guamtime.net. We will see you there. It's my favorite time of the show, and I really hope it is yours too, because we love making people happy here. And so, happy birthday to Ashley Beneventi, who's getting blessings from your work familia, and then all of those, like, you know, I don't even know what it's called. That one emoji with the, you know, I mean, it's a proper party. So Ashley, your work family is giving you all the best. Trini Onodera, happy birthday to our grandma, and we wish you a beautiful day filled with love, laughter, and all your favorite things. This is Kobe's grandma, and Kobe writes on behalf of his family, thank you for being our rock with your unconditional kindness, wisdom, and love. Love the Onodera fam. Miss Trini, we wish you all the blessings in the world and a happy birthday. And happy birthday to another member of our family, Curtis Mostalis. All the amazing graphics and all the cool motion graphics that we have and everything, that's Kurt. And Kurt's the man. And he likes wrestling. So we've been talking about WrestleMania all week now. So Curtis, we hope you have a fantastic day. It was fun partying with you today, and we're going to have something cool to eat. So happy birthday to Curtis. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@KUAM.com.
Happy birthday to our very own Curtis and Kobe's grandma and everybody out there celebrating. And that's your news. But before we put this show in the history books, today is National Admin Professional Day. So we're showing some love to our fave staffers, Sean, Christy, and Anna, who do all the tasks that make this place run. You guys are rock stars, and for all admin staff across the island, we hope you got the much-deserved appreciation from your employers. That's your primetime show. Thanks for watching.
The deadline to get a real ID is just around the corner. Hafaday and Mick Delgado, welcome to the hub where America's stories begin. And what better place to tell you all you need to know than here at the Department of Revenue and Taxation. Take a look at why it's important.
Folks, make sure you have your documents out ready to go.
It's an all-out effort to beat the clock that has lines out the door in Chicago. With only about 33% compliance statewide, Illinois opened this first-in-the-nation Real ID Supercenter last month in an old Walgreens location. It's processing about 1,500 people a day.
Come on around. All that empty space over there.
Starting May 7th, you'll need a Real ID to get into government buildings and through airport security.
What made you come in
today?
Because I have a trip coming up May 10th, so I want to get it out the way.
I had to get the real ID because I work in a government building, and I guess we can't get in without that.
This really is an effort to make up for lost time in Illinois. They want to move people through in about an hour from document check to photo to paperwork processing to checkout. But that real ID will come in the mail in about 2 weeks. That's why time is running out. Congress mandated the switch to real ID after 9/11.
See your ID for a second?
The new IDs are more secure and harder to counterfeit. After lengthy delays, the deadline is now just weeks away.
We are told that it's going to happen.
TSA spokesperson Patricia Mancha.
Everybody is responsible for presenting the proper travel documents when they come to the checkpoint.
What happens if people don't have a compliant ID on May 7th?
Well, there's going to be a phased approach of enforcement, but people will experience travel delays.
Getting one means a trip to the DMV. Typically, you'll need a valid ID, passport, or birth certificate, proof of your social security number and date of birth, plus 2 items proving state residency. The deadline for enforcement is May 7th, but you'll still be able to get a real ID after that deadline. The TSA has not laid out what that phased enforcement will look like, but if you have a passport or an active military ID, those will also work in the meantime. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Reagan National Airport.
Joining us now is the spokesperson for Department of Revenue and Taxation, Carlina Charfras. Half a day, Carlina.
Half a day, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. So, Real ID. First off, what does that mean?
Well, Real ID is essentially the federal government's way to ensure that you are who you are. As Guam's driver's license branch, we are charged with ensuring that you have the proper identification if you need it in lieu of a passport or if you're trying to get into a federal facility. So, to begin with, we'd first like to say that you can tell the star on the top of it. And second, if you must choose between a driver's license and a Guam identification in order for a real ID, you cannot have both. You must choose between one or the other. And so what we've seen actually in last year, about 47% of the folks who came in for driver's license transactions opted for the real ID option. Last year we had 69% of people who came in for Guam IDs who opted for the real ID. So these are great numbers. We want to thank the community for being proactive, for coming out way before the deadline to get their real ID and come into compliance if they need it. Rev Tax here at Rev Tax, we also want to remind folks that if you have a passport, you can travel with a passport. It's one or the other to travel, right? And so majority of folks here on Guam, because we are where America's Day begins and because we do typically have to travel a lot farther or between other countries, we already have passports. And so the push here is just, I think, really is to focus on if you need access to a federal facility. Yeah. And while I'm not quite sure if they accept passports on the military side, my understanding is that if you have also use that in lieu of the real ID. The other thing we want to remind folks is that the deadline of May 7th is to possess it and use it. Rev Tax will continue to accept real ID applications and process them. So the deadline is to use it and it's not a deadline to come and apply for it.
Wow. Okay. But after May 7th, will Rev Tax still be issuing ID, yes, regular ID?
IDs and real ID IDs. Okay. Yeah.
What's the agency doing to prepare for an anticipated rush of applicants with that deadline looming?
Well, we want to make sure that we have the materials needed to produce these real IDs, whether it's a driver's license or an ID. So we are communicating with our vendor to also receive additional stock, but we have what is needed on hand. Again, we want to thank the community for being proactive and coming out way in advance. We've got almost 70% on the ID side and about 47% on the driver's license side who've come out already to do that. I do want to segment off and say that when coming in to apply for a real ID, whether it's driver's license or an ID, a government ID, we ask that you come early because the federal portal that we need to communicate with in order to complete the real ID transactions, it goes off for maintenance every day at around 3 or 3:30 p.m. So if you come in, for example, at 3 o'clock, we will begin the process. We will intake you. We are not turning folks away, but we will not be able to complete the transaction because we have to communicate with our counterparts off island to ensure that all safety protocols are in place and that they can verify on their end that we have done it properly and that you're communicating about the same person. So again, if you come in at 3 o'clock or 3:30, we will intake your application, we will process it and ask you to return the next day to complete the transaction, pay for it, and pick up your real ID.
Oh, at least you get a lot of the legwork out of the way, right? And not beating the line.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we do ask for the public's help if you are interested in the real ID option to please come in early, or you can schedule an appointment online at myid.guam.gov.
Okay.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Menopause is the one universal female experience. If you are born with ovaries, you will be menopausal.
I didn't notice the menopause stuff happening. I felt like an angry person. And I'm not an angry person.
Menopause certainly changes your brain.
The generation going through menopause now, they're not going to suffer in silence.
KUAM Communications and Synergy Studios Guam invite you to watch the critically acclaimed documentary, The M Factor. Join us for this special screening and interactive panel discussion on May 1st at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Guam Museum. Grab your girlfriends, partners, sisters, mothers, and anyone who'd like to shred the silence on perimenopause and menopause. To make reservations, email promotions@kuam.com today. Seats are limited. Special thanks to Calvo's Insurance and Docomo Pacific Business.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Based on your observation and speaking with the staff here, would you say that the process is pretty quick to obtain a real ID?
The process is a little bit longer simply because we have to communicate with our federal counterparts rather than the database that we hold for regular IDs and driver's licenses locally. So the process does take a little bit longer, about 20 to 30 minutes longer. And in addition to that, there's a little bit more legwork required of the consumer who's requesting the real ID. You will have to get your mayor's verification because it's a proof of residence. You will need to bring in your passport or a social security card. And again, depending on the type of, there are other options. So for example, proof of citizenship, right? Or a naturalization card, we will also accept that. If you don't have a US passport, there are other options available for you to use, such as a tax verification that you can also get here at Rev and Tax.
Okay. All right. And that kind of leads into my next question. Is the process, would you say, similar in getting the non-real ID driver's license?
Yes, it is similar with the exception of additional paperwork that you will need to bring in, like the mayor's verification and a social security card, for example. But the process is the same, more or less, with the addition of us having to communicate with our federal counterparts off island.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get my real ID today, and I'm gonna show you guys just what it takes to go through the process as well. I have my documents in hand. But Carlina, biggest piece of advice for our viewers here planning to get their real ID ahead of the May 7th deadline.
Please be patient with us. Here at Rev and Tax, the driver's license branch is always busy, always busy. Even it's 4 o'clock on an afternoon on a Tuesday, and we still have a lobby full of folks. We are trying to get you in and out of here again as quick as possible. We just finished tax season yesterday. We ask the same thing of our patrons. Just be patient with us. We are doing everything we can to get you what you need on the same day, and if we cannot, we will take care of you the very next day.
Yeah, and don't forget all the paperwork that Carlina just mentioned.
Yes, please have all of your documents prepared. Please fill out the application in advance. If in doubt, please give us a call. I'll give you the number later. Please give us a call to verify what type of documents you need. We have our call center. Please have it ready with you so that we can help you get your real ID and get out of here as quick as possible.
All right, Carlina, thank you so much for your time. Now let's go get that real ID.
All right, let's go.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Afternoon. Half a day. Hi. Thank you. Doing well. Thanks for meeting with us today.
No problem. How can I help you? Have a seat right over here.
Oh, this side. It says don't move. Can I move it?
May I see your application? So in the blank highlighted area, will this be for 3 years or 5 years? So I'm going to highlight the areas that you need to fill out for me.
Okay.
Auto. Are you a registered voter, sir?
Yes.
So in the blank highlighted areas, I need for you to fill out them.
Okay.
May I see your driver's license and your documents as
Yes. That.
passport, social security card, and your name.
Plenty of documents.
Social security card.
There's that. There's that.
So go ahead and fill that out for me.
I don't know if you need this because my name changed. Yeah.
Okay, so no problem, sir. Your passport, you have not changed. Why?
No. That's my current legal name now. So the.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Don't know. It's fine.
Do you have your W-2s or 1099s?
Yes. I did, yeah. So that's already in the works. This one? Yeah. Thanks. It's all messed up. I have my W-2. There you go. Here you go.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and fill that out for me.
All right. Thank you. Now we're in business.
Yes.
So filling out your application before is important, right? So that you're getting through this much faster. Lesson learned.
Parents, do you know the power of talking, reading, playing, and singing to your baby? These actions help your baby build their language and literacy. Talk and sing to your baby about things around you. Call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. excluding holidays for more tips and resources to help your child succeed.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's not the wrong one. There ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. My mood when I make a
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
All right, thank you.
Do you normally wear glasses while driving?
No.
So we are going to do it.
Okay.
So this is my machine right over here. You're going to look into the machine all the way in, touching your forehead and your nose. And you're going to read to me column A, line 2.
7248.
Column A, line 2.
Oh, sorry. 795823.
Next, column 2A.
534268.
We're going to go ahead and take a picture.
Okay.
So you're going to sit straight, you're going to look straight into my camera, and I'm going to have the camera just see, okay?
Okay.
Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Nice. So Mr. Delgado, the earliest that you can renew is in June 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
This will only be a replacement.
Okay. All right, so as you saw, there was a couple hiccups there in terms of making sure my documentation was in order. Make sure you have it organized. I have it all in my binder, but I have a lot of other things that are important in here as well. And just be ready to explain politely to whoever's here, because they're great in helping you just get your stuff together and get in and out as fast as possible. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Big enough? Thanks. Want a mic up? Just received my receipt and now gonna make payment here. And with my receipt for payment, you head over here to card issuance window 16 or wherever they instruct you to go to pick up your real ID. And just like that, a real ID. You can see the star right there. Thanks for watching The Hub. I'm Nick Delgado. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.